Hey everyone, today I have for you guys a full face of first impressions. I created this look using a bunch of new products that I've never tried before. There definitely were some hits and misses in this video, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime my face, and today I'm going to be using the Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer. It says it is a hydrating, oil-free primer, hydrates and creates a natural finish, reduces redness, and minimizes the look of pores, which I need because my face is breaking out so bad right now. So I have a lot of blemishes and redness in my face, and just ignore my hair. I just took a shower, so half of my hair is still wet and half of it is starting to dry and it's like super frizzy, but we're just gonna go with it and I'll fix it. So I'm just gonna put a little bit onto my fingers. This kind of reminds me of the Too Faced Hangover RX primer. It smells good. So my skin does feel pretty smooth now. So for foundation today, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. One of my subscribers named Ashley recommended this foundation to me because they have a super light shade, and I had a really hard time finding a drugstore foundation that's light enough for me. I'm going to be applying this with my Morphe sponge. I've heard such good things about this foundation. The coverage is actually really good. So now I'm going to be using the NYX HD Studio Concealer. This is in the shade 01. It's the lightest shade. I'm used to like a super highlighted under eye. This hurts putting it on. Like the applicator is very hard and not a lot of product is on it. I've heard good things about this concealer, but based on this first impression, I don't know about this. It's already sinking into my fine lines. So for powder, I'm going to be trying out the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is in the shade 05 Fair. I've been seeing a lot of people use this lately. I'm just going to take a little bit on my sponge and I'm going to put this underneath my eyes to set them. So I went through all of my makeup drawers trying to find a bronzer I haven't used before, and the only one that I think I haven't used is the Benefit Do the Hoola. This is like the liquid version of that bronzer. So I'm just gonna take a little bit on my sponge and use this to bronze up my cheekbones. It's very orange, wow. This bronzer is definitely harder to blend out than the Bare Minerals liquid bronzer. That one blends out so easily. I'm definitely having to work a lot harder to blend this out. It looks a little bit patchy. I don't even know if you're going to be able to tell on camera because of all the light shining on me, but in real life it's definitely a little bit orange. It was a little bit difficult to blend out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face with that same Maybelline powder. This is one of the brushes that I got in my Morphe Me for the month of January. If you guys wanna see that video, I will put it somewhere on the screen as well as in my description box. So far, I think that the powder looks really good. I wouldn't say that I like it more than my Coty Airspun powder. I think I'm probably just gonna have to use it a little bit more to really see. So to highlight my face, I'm gonna be using the Bad Habit Paradise Highlighting Palette. I was sent this by the company Shop Hush. Basically, they have a ton of affordable makeup. They have a lot of dupes for high-end makeup. I'm gonna be taking the shade White Sands to highlight my face. It's like white, but it has like these golden undertones. So it actually comes off a lot more golden when you put it on your face. So for blush, I'm going to be trying out the Wet n Wild Color Icon Ombre Blush. I've seen a lot of Wet n Wild blushes on YouTube and I've heard a lot of good things about them. So I decided to pick this one up. This is in the shade The Princess Daiquiris. So far, all the Wet n Wild products are really impressing me. And they're so affordable. So now moving on to eyeshadow, I'm going to be testing out two new eyeshadow palettes that I recently got. The first one is the Dose of Colors Blushing Berries eyeshadow palette. And then I'm also going to be trying out the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. The first I'm going to be going in with this shade over here, which is like a matte cream color. And I'm just going to put this all over my lid. So since this palette mostly has shimmery shades, I'm going to be mainly using the Blushing Berries palette since those are all mattes. So I'm first going to pick up this lightest shade over here, and this is going to be like my transition shade. The Dose of Colors eyeshadows are seriously some of the most pigmented eyeshadows that I've ever tried. So now I'm going to be going in with the next shade over. They're like really, really pigmented. And normally whenever I have like really pigmented eyeshadows, I have like fallout all over my face, but I actually don't see any fallout so far. So now I'm going to go in with the next shade, which is like a really pretty berry color. I feel like you have to be careful because they're so pigmented. I'm just going to keep going over in the palette because I kind of want to test out all the shades. So I'm going to be picking up this shade right here with my Sigma E25 brush, and I'm just going to, I'm just going to be putting this on my outer corner. Now I'm going to go in with the black shade, and I'm just going to take a tiny, tiny bit on my brush and just put that right on my outer corner as well. These eyeshadows are like some of the most pigmented eyeshadows I've ever used, and I literally don't have any fallout on my face, so that is pretty awesome. So for my lid, I'm first going to be taking this shade right here, and I'm going to put it on the inner half. I am loving these eyeshadow palettes so far. So next I'm going to take this shade over here, and I'm going to put this on the outer half of my lid. I'm not sure why I haven't seen very many videos on this palette. The shimmery shades are seriously so pretty. I do feel like though they could have included a couple more mattes, just because I'll probably have to reach for other palettes to do my crease first before using these shimmery shades. So far, so good. I'm going to start off on the lower lash line now and pick up the lightest shade over here. And I'm just going to smudge this underneath my lower lash line, connecting it to my outer corner. Then I'm going to pick up the next shade over on a flat definer brush and put this shade a little bit closer to my lower lash line. And then I'm going to pick up this shade over here and just press this right up against my lower lash line. So for mascara, I'm going to be testing out the Maybelline The Rocket Mascara. I am super picky about mascaras, so I don't know, I'm not loving the way that my lashes look right now. I feel like my right eye looks super weird. I'm going to try and apply this to my bottom lashes. The applicator's a little bit big, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. So I have a bunch of like mini lipsticks and sample size makeup. So I found this Marc Jacobs lipstick. We're gonna try this one out. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows off camera since I didn't have a new brow product to try out, and I'm also going to do something with this hair now that it's kind of dry. So this is the completed look. I really do like the way that it turned out. There were only a few products that I wasn't really the biggest fan of based on first impressions, but for the most part, everything really worked out and I'm really liking everything so far. So that completes this full face of first impressions. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. I'm gonna have all of the products linked in my description box below if you guys want to check them out. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also make sure you check out my description box because I have links to all my other social media accounts there as well as my website. And don't forget to click the bell next to the subscribe button so you can receive notifications of when I post new videos. Thank you so much for watching.